Hey everyone, I'm Abed.
And I'm Matthew.
In this video, we're going to show you how to use Metabase if you already know how to use Tableau.
I'll show you how things are done in Tableau.
And then I will show you how to do the same things in Metabase.
Switching tools can be tricky, but we'll guide you through the whole process.
So we have added timestamps below so you can skip to the parts you need. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments so we can do our best to help you out.
Alright, let's get started. In Tableau, you can connect to a file or you can connect to a server. For this example, let's connect to Microsoft Excel. We'll click the sample superstore and hit open. Next, let's grab orders. We'll drop it on the canvas. Let's go ahead and collapse the table details. And now we have a preview of the data so we can browse through this, make sure we have an understanding of the data. If we need to change a field type, you can click on the field type and make that change. If you want to change a column name, you can double click that to change that. And there's also a drop down caret with additional options.
Now in Metabase, things are a bit different. You can connect Metabase to any supported databases and they will be available every time you launch Metabase. Even you have the option to upload any CSV file to one of your collections like folders to organize your workspace. And if you want to check the databases, you can go to the sidebar under the browse section. You will find databases. Here you have the option even to add one. You can see now mine, I'm not connecting to any. Instead, I will walk you through the sample database. If you click on it, it will list all the tables inside it. For example, we can explore the accounts table. And if you want to see the metadata of this table, you have to go back, press on the book icon. This will open the details page of this table, and if I press on field in this table, I can see the field's name, field type, and I can even have the option to edit them. And this is a very crucial steps to make sure that Metabase understand your data.
In Tableau, your data is broken out into dimensions and measures. If you grab cells, drag that up, you can see the indicator of dimensions above, measures below. So if you wanted to build something, you have a drag and drop interface. So I could grab region, drop that on columns. I could grab cells, I could drop that on text. Maybe we'll put region on rows so we have a nice little table. But maybe we want to build a bar chart, so we'll put region onto columns. Let's grab cells, we can drop it on rows. Now we have a nice little bar chart.
Now in Metabase, we don't have a drag and drop to do a query. Instead, we use the query builder or the SQL editor. And in this video, we'll only focus on the query builder. Here we have the orders table from the Superstore, the same one that Matthew have chosen. And to do any query, you press on Show Editor. This will open the query builder. And think of the query builder like a building block. So you have the data selected first, and then you can apply a filter, or you can apply aggregation, we call it summarize, or you can join it to any data. Now, if you press on summarize, you can see it is split it into two parts. The first one is telling us to pick up a function. For example, I will select sum of. Now here we have the measures columns. Remember in Tableau, you split your columns into dimensions and measures. These are the measures. So I will select the sales, and now I will pick any dimensional column. I will go down to region. If I press visualize, Metabase directly create a bar chart for me. And if I want to see it as a table view, I press on the table. And when I save it, it will be saved as a question. So the result of any query, we call it question in Metabase. We can call it as sales by region. And I want it to be saved in the Superstore collection. When I save it, I will not add it, but I want to show you if I go to the Superstore collection, I can find this question here.
In Tableau, to select the visualization type, I'm going to go ahead and click on region. Then I'm going to click on cells. Then I'll come up here to the show me tab, and you can see the different visualizations I can choose. For instance, I'm going to click on pie chart. Let's go ahead and make this the entire screen, and then I want to edit this a little bit. So what I can do is I can grab region, I can drop that on label so you can see the label here. Then I'm going to grab cells, drop that on label as well, and maybe we want to format this to be a currency, so I can right click on the sum of cells, we'll say format. I can come up here to numbers, let's make it a currency, so this can be a currency standard, or we can do custom and remove the decimal places. And maybe one last thing, let's go ahead and sort this, so I can come up here and I can sort this in a descending order.
In Metabase, to create and visualize a chart, you need to start from the query builder or from the SQL editor. Once you have set up your query, you press on visualize, and Metabase will generate a visualization for you. For example, here we have the same query that was built previously, and when I press on visualize, Metabase generates a bar chart by default. To change this bar chart to another type of visualization, you press on visualization, and this will open the list of other type of visualization. For example, I can change it into a row chart or a pie chart. Now, if you want to customize any chart, you go to the settings, and this will open the customization settings of each chart. And for example, we can change the number style into a currency. We can change the order of the slices. And if I go to display, I can show the labels, for example. Each chart in Metabase comes with its own customization settings.
In Tableau, there's multiple ways to create a calculated field, but I'm going to come over here to the pane and I'll right click and I'll say create calculated field. Next, we'll give it a meaningful name, and this is going to be the sum of profit, and then we'll divide that by the sum of sales. Once you have that, go ahead and hit OK. We're going to grab profit margin. We'll drop that onto rows, and let's go ahead and grab region, drop that onto columns. Next, let's go ahead and sort this, and we'll go ahead and grab profit margin. We'll drop it on color, and we'll grab it one more time and drop it on label. Let's right click on the label. We'll say format. We'll change this to a percentage, and now we can easily see that the central region had the lowest profit margin.
In Metabase, we have custom expressions. These are formulas you can use to create a new custom column, filter your data, or summarize it. Let's say, for example, you want to calculate the profit margin by region. Open the query builder, click on summarize, and here you can see we have custom expression. Now here you have to enter the formula, and the formula of profit margin is sum of profit divided by sum of sales, and let's call it profit margin. Now let's group it by region. When I press on visualize, Metabase directly create a bar chart for us. And if you want to sort this chart, you can go to the table view, press on profit margin, sort descending, and now our chart is in descending order. So you can use custom expressions in the summarization, or when you want to create a new custom column, or when you want to go deeper in your filter.
In Tableau, to create a dashboard, we'll come down here to the dashboard icon, and then we'll drag in our sheet. So I'll bring in our pie chart, let's bring in our bar chart, and we'll bring in a table. Next, I want this to extend the whole view, so I'll come up here and I'll say fit with. Maybe here for the legends and things, I'll just go ahead and delete those. And then maybe we'll hide the titles, hide titles, hide titles, and we'll grab a text box, drop it in here, and we can call this my dashboard. And maybe we'll change the font to be a little bit bigger. I can make it bold. Make it black, hit OK. We can change the size of this, and now we have a nice little dashboard.
In Metabase, to create a new dashboard, you press on New, click on Dashboard. Let's give it a name as Superstore Metrics. We will keep it in the Superstore collection. Let's create it. Now it's asking us to add save the question or ask new one. We can just drop the one that we already used them before, profit margin by region, sales by region, sales table. We can add it in the middle here, and we can make it bigger. And also here in the top we can add the heading for it. We can call it sales. Let's add it on the top. We can also add a filter. Let's add a filter for the region. I will add a filter. Now it's asking me to select the column to filter on each card, so I want to choose the region. I will press on auto connect, and then I press done. When I save it, now we have a filter for the region. I can press south or east, and it's the dashboard is filtered now. Also, we can drill through. For example, I can press here one click, and I can press on see these orders, and here you are. You have a simple dashboard by Metabase. We have reached the end of this video, and we hope you found it helpful in transitioning your Tableau skills to Metabase. We have created a cheat sheet to make this process even easier for you. You can find the link in the description below. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. We will be happy for helping.